The class expected monsters. The human brought puppies. When Sarah Chen walked into the Galactic University amphitheater, every alien froze. Two small predators, descendants of wolves, sat calmly on her shoulders, tails wagging. The lesson was supposed to be about predator-prey balance, not a demonstration of interspecies trust. But as those tiny hunters played, obeyed, and adored their human, something in the room shifted. The aliens saw, for the first time, the real reason humanity was feared and loved, not for their weapons, not for their wars, but for their hearts. If that moment gave you chills, you're in the right place. Welcome to HFY Stories, where humans don't just survive the galaxy, they reshape it. If you love tales of courage, curiosity, and the strange beauty of our species, hit like, subscribe, and share this story with a friend who needs to remember what makes humanity legendary. Let's dive in. Professor Zixthar's antennae twitched like thin reeds in the wind. His holographic display glowed before him. Lesson plan, safety protocols, emergency evacuation routes. All ready. All useless, probably. Today's topic, predators of the homeworld. A simple enough concept until a human enrolled in his class. The other students had been predictable, safe, academic. The Valoran delegation displayed holograms of cliff dwellers hunting their prey. The Threen brought preserved oceanic predators sealed in stasis. Even the shy Plexians had submitted neural scans instead of bringing anything remotely alive. And then there was Sarah Chen, the first human to ever attend the Galactic Consortium University. She'd asked, with that disarming smile, "Professor, may I bring living specimens?" He'd said yes. Why? Because humans had that effect. Half charm, half threat, and all chaos. Now, as the chronometer blinked her presentation time, Zixthar's three hearts raced in unison. He remembered the old consortium saying, "Never give a human permission you done to want them to use." The amphitheater doors slid open with a hiss, and the moment she stepped inside, every student froze. Sarah Chen walked in as if she owned gravity itself. Two small creatures balanced on her shoulders, alert, breathing, alive. Gasps rippled through the amphitheater. One Valoran student ducked under their desk, while a Plexian's bioluminescent skin flickered between panic colors. Even the professor's three hearts skipped. Zixthar blinked rapidly, accessing his neural implant. Species identification, Kiss lupus familiaris, domesticated wolf descendants, apex pack hunters, bite force, 320 pounds per square inch. They were puppies. "Everyone meet Thor and Loki," Sarah said cheerfully. Her tone was casual, as if she hadn't just shattered centuries of academic protocol. The tiny predators yawned, displaying needle-sharp teeth. A brave Threen whispered, "She brought juvenile wolves?" Sarah smiled wider. 8-week-old German shepherds, predators, yes, but also family. She descended the stairs slowly, the pups clinging playfully to her arms. They didn't growl, they didn't bare fangs, they wagged their tails. The room's fear turned into confusion. Were these the same creatures the database called apex hunters? Zixthar leaned forward. He wasn't sure what unnerved him more, the predators on her shoulders or the human who could make them smile. Sarah placed the pups gently on the floor. They tumbled over each other, snarling, growling, chasing invisible prey. Every alien eye followed them in terrified fascination. "Wolves," Sarah began, "are pack hunters, brilliant strategists. They take down prey far larger than themselves, but they're also family animals." She picked up a small object from her pocket, a toy ball, and tossed it across the smooth floor. Instantly, the pups sprinted after it, claws clicking, tails blurring. They crashed into each other, rolled, recovered, and resumed the chase. This, she continued, is prey drive, the instinct to chase, to catch, to kill. It's what keeps them alive in the wild. But with humans, it changes. One of the pups, Loki, proudly returned with the toy. The other, Thor, growled softly, tugging for dominance. The class flinched. Sarah just laughed. Don't worry. That's play. How predators learn cooperation. Professor Zixthar found himself leaning forward. Was that affection in her tone? They hunt together. They protect one another. And 30,000 years ago, they chose to protect us too. For a heartbeat, the amphitheater went silent. Even the air seemed to hold its breath. Sarah crouched beside the pups, her voice soft but steady. 30,000 years ago, she said, wolves began following us, maybe for scraps, maybe for warmth. But something happened. She glanced up at her alien classmates. We stopped running from them, and they stopped hunting us. A murmur swept through the amphitheater. Zixthar could hardly process it. The very idea, predators becoming partners. Impossible. Sarah continued. Humans are persistence hunters. We can't outrun prey, but we can outlast it. Wolves are pack hunters. They strategize, communicate, protect their young. Together, we became something unstoppable. She whistled sharply. Both pups immediately returned to her side, sitting in perfect obedience. Their tails thumped the floor. See? Mutual trust. We trained them, but they also trained us. They taught us loyalty, cooperation, empathy. A Threen student whispered, but they could still attack. Sarah smiled gently. Of course they could, but they won't. Because we don't lead with fear. We lead with care. That's the difference between control and trust. The amphitheater fell silent again. For the first time, even the professor realized this wasn't just a biology lesson. It was a window into the human soul. Thor had somehow climbed onto a Threen student's head. The alien froze, trembling, yet smiling. Sarah laughed softly, lifting him down. Around her, fear had turned to fascination. The once panicked class now crowded closer, eager to touch, to learn. Professor Zixthar took silent notes, antennae quivering. Humans do not conquer predators by force, he wrote. They befriend them. He looked at Sarah, now holding both pups like children, their small bodies relaxed, trusting, asleep. Why? He finally asked. Why risk yourselves with creatures that could harm you? She smiled, that bright, unsettling human smile. Because we see potential where others see danger. We look at predators and think, I can love that. Her words echoed in the amphitheater. For a moment, the universe felt smaller, closer, connected by something more powerful than logic. Zixthar's last note glowed across his display. Humans are the most dangerous predators, not because they kill, but because they care. They can turn any threat into a friend, and that's what makes them unstoppable. And that's the secret, isn't it? Humanity's greatest weapon was never claws or fangs. It was the heart. In every corner of the galaxy, where fear builds walls, humans build bridges, with wolves, with strangers, with entire worlds. So, if you felt that spark of pride or wonder today, hit like, subscribe, and share this story. Because this isn't just fiction. It's a reminder of what we really are. The species that made friends with the predators